Hello, today's the first start of the real start of following my book and the films to complement it, and it's going to take a long time and a lot of explanation, but I'd like to first of all talk to you as if we're in the 2025, say, where we've got electric cars, hydrogen cars, and fuel cars. We'll call it gas, because it's diesel or petrol. Now, you may be thinking electric's the future, but who knows, in 2025 they may have made some breakthroughs and there might be another form of fuel. Kokyu and Ki I've had in my body now for more than 20 years. So why am I talking about cars? It's the same as when we train Aikido. We're thinking about a martial art, we start, we train, and then as the years go by we keep doing it, and we perhaps get a better car, something a little bit better than the first car we ever had. But they all run on fuel. So starting the book with Tanahenka, to me, the Iwama Aikido that was taught to me by Saito Sensei, very methodical but very powerful. I felt his power. It's frightening, even though he doesn't put anger in his techniques, but the power that comes from him, or came from him, was frightening, because you didn't know how to handle that as a nuke. Even taking good ukemi, it's still a devastating amount of power to handle. So I want to try to get over to you what Kokyu is to me. Now, going back to the car, let's say I've got a gas car and the fuel gauge isn't working. So what would common sense tell you to do? You want to go on a journey, you can't get it repaired, that's the only vehicle you've got. You might have a water hose. Oh, I can get it down the fuel cap, down the fuel pipe, and I can put it in, pull it out. Oh, it's got this much in it. Well, I know how many litres the car holds, but I don't know how many litres this is in measurement. I'm going to guess quarter of a tank. So my Kokyu, to me, may be quarter full, but I'm not sure, because my gauge doesn't tell me. I don't even know how big the tank is, and that's why I'm still training today, in hopes that I can increase and get closer to Osensei. The famous film Budo, 1950 I believe, or around about then, he shows devastating power. He was in around about his 50 in age, and they say that's when he was his most dynamic and powerful. As he got older, his Kokyu would come out and you would just see him moving his hand and people would fall down. And this is the advancement, that throwing without touching. You're actually using Kokyu as a mass, and you send it out your hand. If you block it by thought or intention, then it's you that's the problem. So let's say that we've got to get the Kokyu, we've got to build the Kokyu. So Tanahenka was given to me by Saito Sensei in exactly the correct way, but I had to spend the time working out, by looking at films of myself, what I was doing wrong. He would shout if you made main points wrong, but he didn't shout at you for the small things. He thought by constant training of the main goal, the the really important things, you would work out them for yourself. He said to me in 1984, Tony, you will get a red light in your head when it's wrong. And I did finally get that. I didn't at the time because I just used to follow him, believe in him. So I did get this red light eventually. So the first film I'm talking to you is about Kokyu, ki, how to get it. Then we'll go into tai-chi, where we're going to start gathering our things. First of all, you're all at different levels and you're all spread around the world. Say I'm useless at DIY, but I decided that I want to buy a house, but I can't afford a new house, or I can't afford one in good condition. But I know that I can go to an auction, or I can buy a house that's dilapidated. Perhaps the walls need a lot of repairs, the roof might have holes in it. So what would you do if you had no idea? Say you was a computer operator and you had no idea of manual skills. Well, you'd go to the DIY shop, wouldn't you? But first of all, if you then buy this house, you might think, wow, what have I taken on? And the quest that you've taken on by wanting to do Aikido and continue to do it is you've taken on this major project. You thought that it was for enjoyment, perhaps for yourself, but then it becomes quite a vast experience, and you've got to fix that and you. So what would be the first thing? You'd probably either go on YouTube or buy a book, perhaps both, on DIY, give you some idea. Then you'd start buying some materials after the DIY, perhaps mend the cracks, do the small jobs first, get yourself going into it. And that's what we're going to do. I like analogies, you might have guessed that. I need to get you in the right frame of mind. Sometimes you'll need a partner, sometimes you won't. For tai-chi, you don't need a partner for what I'm going to teach you. Once you've taste and feel ki and kokyu, you will never look back. You will strive to want to get rid of your physical over and over because you realise it's a burden. And you will start to refine yourself. So take this on board first before we start talking about tai-chi. You should have read the pages by now, from 101 to 103, including 103, and you should now be turning to page 104. The pictures are scattered about. I'd like you to obviously read the words. I'm not going to read them and repeat them because you can read them. If you haven't got the book, please obtain it through Amazon. If you want a personal signed copy with your name and that, you have to specify it somewhere, and because I send them out. Okay, so read that, and I'm going to go over the system film-wise to complement the book. So we may not run word for word, picture by picture, but I'm hoping that the two are going to give you the answers you're looking for. Okay, thank you for your time. In the next section, we will start the good points and the bad points that we can see and can't see in our own Aikido and tai-chi. Thank you for your time.